Live now. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Greetings.
Well, we should be live. Okay, yes, we are indeed live. With 0 viewers, but that's okay.
We don't need them.
We don't need them.
We don't need no stinking viewers.
We don't stream for the viewers.
Shh, we're too cool for viewers.
Sorry, just making a couple last-minute figurines. Realized I didn't have some figurines that I needed.
Gotta do them figurings.
Mm-hmm.
So how is everybody? I know Alma's having a rough day.
Ducks are the worst creatures on the face of the earth.
You know who agrees with you? Smithick. Smithick hates ducks, and he tries to murder them every time we see them.
Aww.
It's really adorable when he does it, though, because it's hard to take him seriously.
Yeah, he's a cute little corgi. Yeah, so
Fluffy butt goes wild.
Yeah, I don't know if I have time to tell the whole story. I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
I was working out on my like hanging baskets and stuff in my garden, and I heard all this duck commotion. And so I look over, and what's happening, like the too long didn't read version, is that there's a mom duck, and she has what I think she must have started with like 12 ducklings, and there's like 9 or 10 male ducks that are harassing her and trying to rape her and stuff and driving her away from the babies. And then there are these 3 big kingfisher birds that are like, great, now's my chance to eat all the babies. And like swooping in and eating them all. So like, I don't know what to do. It's so sad. So I was like trying to stop these kingfishers from eating them. Of course they can't do much of anything because they just like have it in their mouth and they're like, whatever, and like fly off to the next flight spot I can't reach to. And then I tried to chase off some of the male ducks and they like kind of fucked off because I was like big and scary and human. And then the girl duck's just sitting there like, I don't know what to do. Everything's terrible. And I was like, go back home. But then all the male ducks would like stand between her and the babies because they know she has to go back over there if she wants to get to the babies, and then they can start raping her again.
So what you mean is boy ducks are the worst.
Yeah, boy ducks are the worst.
I think it's well established at this point.
Like we'd always notice that there were probably like 10 or 12 male ducks for every female duck we saw, and we're like, I don't know what's up with that or how that works out for the world. But this is their game plan, I guess. There's only one male duck I really like. He must have some kind of chromosome problem because he's gigantic. He's like Lenny from Of Mice and Men or whatever. Just this like gigantic, semi-retarded looking, like pretty docile giant male duck. And because he's so huge, everyone likes to hang out with him. So he's just like walking around like, what's up? And everyone's like running around him. But he was just sitting on the grass like chilling in the sun having a good time. I was like, thanks for, at least right now, not being a horrible giant duck rapist, because you definitely could be the king of this, if you wanted.
That's kind of funny. Maybe he has more than just a chromosomal thing going on.
Yeah, I think he has some kind of special duck disability that makes him gigantic. But he's seriously like the size of a goose. Like, he's at least 3 times as big as every other. So yeah, that's what happens when you live like right next to water, is you get really invested in these like waterfowl drama.
Super invested in your waterfowl dramas.
Yeah. There's also a lot of
Much better than TV any day.
Was it Yes.
God.
Oh yeah, it was like
my
the
God.
was it there
so
like a
bad.
puppet or something?
Yeah, so like it's because we had that senior year was such a fucking joke, and so, like we
Yeah.
had like no class after 1 p.m. So I get home and the soap operas would be on, and it was so bad. I loved it. It was like there was a lady who was a witch, and she had like this creepy doll that she carried around that came to life when no one was around. And then like a little boy played it when no one was around, but when other people were around, it just looked like a doll that she carried around, like you do.
Yeah.
And then there was this one scene that I will never forget. That was just pure gold. And she's like supposed to be summoning some like evil thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, daytime TV quality, right? And she's like got her hands in the air, and then these rubber bats start flying from one side of the screen to the other, and because of the arc, someone is clearly standing just out of camera, just hucking rubber bats across behind her.
Oh, perfect.
I laughed so hard. I was like, "That's quality. That's her witchcraft abilities. So many rubber bats."
Yeah. It's pretty funny rewatching Supernatural, how like some of it's awesome, and some of it's like super daytime television, bad CG.
Oh, that werewolf episode, the first werewolf episode, they clearly didn't have the budget for werewolves at all, so they're like, just give them contacts and long nails and teeth and have them like hiss at each other.
Oh my god! Oh, Greg and I saw Shazam before he went out of town, and the effects are really good. Like, we were talking about it after the movie, and I was like, you know what? I didn't once during the movie think, I wonder how they accomplished that. Which is normally what, like, happens when it's not very good. I'm like, oh, that's CG, and, oh, I think that's practical mixed with CG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My brain
I'll
just
be like, oh, look at that
analyzes.
JPEG.
Yeah. But it was really good.
That's a Super Best Friends reference.
Yeah, that's a super reference.
Sadly.
I miss those guys so much. I don't know if you ever watched them. They were the funniest ever. Well, they have all the places they've already done.
Reference.
Yeah, they have our same kind of sense of humor. It's kind of
So awesome.
really dark and chill. Yeah, but they broke up recently. Unfortunately, they've been doing it for like 10 years, where they just do video game playthroughs and like hang out and talk to each other while they play the game. And they play a lot of like so bad it's good games or like just terrible games, which is really funny to watch. So I used to watch them all the time, but they broke up like maybe a month ago now. But there's a lot of like running gags that I think you guys would appreciate.
Okay, so
Time for serious.
now that duck rape is out of the way, let's. And I realized I actually didn't write a recap for last time.
I think we remember what happened.
Oh, I'm sure you do. But it's for everybody, but also very momentous things happened last time, right? So
Yeah, I got a fucking dragon.
You got a pseudo-dragon.
Pseudo-dragon. But, it hurts his feelings when I call him a pseudo-dragon. So he's a dragon, okay?
It's like sad. Oh, you're a big tough dragon. Pride. So, after resting in the Hollowood, the party, they took a short rest because they had a fairly difficult fight against some carrion crawlers, which actually downed a couple of people a few times. And during the rest, a couple things happened. First of all, the party spotted someone lurking in the bushes. He revealed himself to be Frederick Durka, who said that he had been hired by the villagers of Moontip to recover any trace of missing persons. He didn't specify who he was looking for in particular, but the party everyone knows that there are several, at least, missing people from Moontip at this point, as ghouls have been regularly dragging them away into the cursed Hollowood. After that, you discovered a pseudo-dragon in the woods, which quickly took a liking to Thea, the party's mage, and she appealed to it, and it seems to be her familiar now. And his name is what? Trogdor's what?
He's just Trogdor Nyalo. I'm giving him my last name, and we're gonna go Yeah. He's my baby, and we're making plans to burninate the countrysides.
Gotcha. Thatch roof cottages, presumably.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. So, after that, the party made their way further into the Hollowood. Once they were fairly close to what Tevin believed was the center of the Hollowood, they received divine benediction from an avatar of Miliki, the goddess of the woods, who had been sort of helping them throughout this journey. A unicorn appeared to them and blessed them, and they thought that was pretty cool. They were blessed for the rest of the day. Towards the center of the Hollowood, they discovered Billy Fatvat Messiah, who they now know was not necessarily possessed by a demon, but clearly had some evil force within him that was giving him great strength. He was calling out to Murcia, whoever that was, and shortly afterwards a night hag appeared, and talked to Billy, revealing that she had made a deal with him to get his wife, Elia, back, who was dead. She had promised to resurrect her in exchange for some blood sacrifice, which is probably why Billy was luring children into the forest alone. From there, the party engaged in combat and defeated both Murcia and Billy, and went to work trying to discover the source of the corruption that was harming the Hollowood. They found that in one particular area there seemed to be like some pulsing energy, and they dug up a dark black seed about the size of a mango, and they spent some time cleansing the seed spiritually by appealing to their gods. And I think the final thing that did it was Ali hit it with some holy fire, some radiant damage, and that just pushed it over the edge. They were able to purify the seed, removing all of the black roots from the forest. But the damage effectively to the forest is done. There's still just a lot of rocks in the area and not much soil. From there, they searched for wherever Murcia might have been staying in order to try to find the body of Elia and bring some closure to the Mestiahs, Billy and Elia Mestiah. And they did find her cave, and in the back found a false wall, an illusory wall, which led to a small room which held the body of Elia, who was quite decomposed at this point. They burned the body and collected the ashes and decided to, I believe, stay the night there. So I think we're on determining how watches are going at this rest. So who wants to take the lead on that? We've got 3 NPCs. We've got Thaddeus Pendleton, we've got Frederick Durkow, and we've got Tevin.
I don't mind taking the first watch.
I was going to take the first watch after all that scary things in the woods. My character is a little I am just a little worried about things that are going on. I don't trust us being in this hag's cave, and I don't think I can sleep a wink after that last encounter.
I can be on second watch then.
Well, you have, so you would probably take about 4 watches total, since it's an 8-hour rest, and you can each take like a 2-hour watch while other people rest.
I assume we probably want to keep an eye on our friends.
I think it might be
NPC
prudent
friends.
to take watch in pairs.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. You have 8 people now, so with 4 watches, it's probably 2 people per watch.
Yeah. But I'm saying I think we should have one trusted party member plus 1 NPC at least. If we're gonna.
I see. Okay.
I wish that I could see you, because I would have, given you the look and you would have known that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So first watch is going to be. Who is it? Thea?
No.
Nerida?
No.
It's Nerida and
I was second watch.
Oh.
Didn't I always forget your character's name?
Oh, Cora.
Cora wanted to be first watch, which is fine by me.
Tevin says, I'll take watch with my little mate here. Everyone's all right with that. Everybody good? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than calling me little, I think that should be fine.
I'm happy to take third watch.
That is, I should stay with you on the third watch as well. I believe we could exchange some notes, possibly.
Oh, yes, I'd love to take a look at your notes.
Well, some are a bit sensitive, but you can certainly see some of them.
Of course.
And I'd love to get a good look at that pseudo-dragon.
Well, we'll see how he takes to you.
I guess I'll take the fourth watch.
Frederick says, I'll take second. Actually,
Sounds good.
yeah, I'll take second with Nerida. If that's alright.
Of course.
It's like, you're pretty easy on the eyes, so I think we'll get
I
along.
just stare awkwardly.
Alex just like, I need sleep. I'll be with, Lost, I guess. He, like, starts praying to Helm to watch over the party as you sleep. Oh, we all sit then.
Sounds like it.
Alright, you all start, you make a campfire. You wouldn't want to make the fire inside the cave. I imagine you make it kind of at, like, the mouth
We
of the
could put
cave.
it in the hidden room.
Or we could do it in the mouth of the cave. You know?
There's no ventilation in the entire cave at all.
Oh, okay.
You could, but it might start filling up with smoke. I mean, it's not exactly like, it's not like the main entryway is very narrow or something. You could probably make one inside and see how it goes. But anyway, so you make fire, you all release your bedrolls onto the ground, except those who are...
Do we want to do one last check for evil? Do you have any more spell slots for that before we take the long
I
rest?
do not, unfortunately. I only have one slot left, which I'd like to save in case somebody tries to stab us in our sleep. Someone ends up suddenly dying.
Check Alec.
Good call.
Oh, I forgot to look him up. He's super out of spells.
Okay. Then yeah, let's do it.
Okay. On the first watch, it's Cora and Tevin. So about half an hour into the watch, Tevin is like making sure everyone else is asleep. And he just comes over to talk to you. So, how you holding up?
Fine. This is not the worst thing that I've experienced so far. I have you to thank for this bow and armor that you gave to me, so I seem to be managing.
Hey, those are from Velen. I just figured you'd make better use of them than I could. What do you think of our new pal, Frederick?
He still hasn't convinced me of his cause, but the more hands the merrier out in this darkness. As long as we keep an eye on him and someone I trust is awake at all times, there will be no problems.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have time to think before. You know, I'd only heard of him a bit, but what I remember, the townsfolk kind of think that he's the kind of guy you don't mess with. They seem to have, like, some kind of fearful reverence for him. I mean, I don't know him personally, I don't know what he's involved in. I suppose you could go to someone like that in a time of desperation if you really needed answers. But it does seem a bit strange to me.
Well, we have no idea of anyone in this town. I appreciate you being open to me, but so far he's only done right by us until he has done something wrong. Again, the more hands we have out here, the better. I still don't trust this darkness.
Yes, I mean, I think the worst of the curse has passed. I think, the Dark Seed was probably the source of it all out here.
Perhaps,
we killed the hag, but, what was that thing that came in when she was...
Yes. I am not sure. I'm no magic user myself. I just know a few little tricks from being out in the woods so long.
Not much scares me, but that thing was terrifying to look at. It's just chilled me to the bone.
So until I have some wood around me and some bars on the windows, I feel safer just keeping an eye out.
You think wooden bars will protect you from that thing? Came out of nowhere and disappeared just as fast.
Perhaps. But at least that way I know that it will have more trouble getting to me than out in this darkness where bad things have happened.
If you say so. I often find it safer out here than in there with all those... I can't trust people, you know what I'm saying? Took me a while to warm up to you guys, even.
Wow. We weren't sure about you for a while ourselves.
And that's how it should be.
After all, you still haven't told us everything about yourself. Nor how you got that wound. How do you know the
Ghoul scratch.
Arcanum?
I told you.
How do you know the Arcanum anyway? What are you doing out here so far?
Everyone knows about the Vetus. I mean, everyone. We're not within 30 odd miles of Thaura.
No, but you're their contact out here. They know you personally, and she pointed us in your direction. I can't say I favored Lady Theluria, but she did mention you by name.
Yeah, we know each other. She, occasionally sends a little work my way. Don't know anyone else out here in Moontip anymore. So, it only makes sense that she get in touch with me.
But apparently, Professor, what was the professor's name? Pendleton has been out here as well, and he's also recognized by the Mages Guild. That was the same people, right?
The Vetus Arcanum, yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't point us to him. Why did she think he would keep us safe?
I get the sense that a lot of people in the Vetus in Thaura have forgotten about Pendleton at this point. He doesn't seem to have too much contact with them. Maybe they'll listen to him now, I don't know.
Oh, did he do something to upset them?
Search me, I just met the guy 5 days ago. I don't bother with the Vetus's, with the Vetus's activities very much, as you probably realize.
Yes, well, it still seems that they have an interest of you. You should be wary.
I mean, I guess so. They ain't never done anything wrong to me, necessarily.
Well, I still don't like them. The way that Lady Theluria treated me was not very polite.
He just kind of grins at you and laughs. Is there anything?
What's so funny?
Oh, you're gonna ask him?
Yeah, I guess. What's so funny? What's making you laugh as such? Do you know her?
Yeah, like I said, I know her from Moontip. She's from here.
Oh, really? She came from this town. Anybody you know personally?
Roll persuasion.
Oop. Bop.
What's that total?
4.
It's nothing really. I mean, we've known each other for a long time.
Okay. Well, do you have any pool with her? It would be nice to get back in her good graces.
Oh, hell no. No.
Okay, well, thank you for considering it, at least, it sounds like. Do you know anything more about the syndicate that's after us, then?
The syndicate's after you. Oof. That's nasty. That's why she said to protect you all.
Yep. We're trying to rescue. Well, we did rescue one of our operatives, one of the Vetus Arcanid operatives. However, it seems to have put a death mark on our heads.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. I have to worry about syndicate types in the woods here. They're the stone and board type. Bushes.
Yes, well, that's why we were sent out here. It's always good to be wary of our new companions. You never know who has contacts where.
It's true, especially with the syndicate, but unfortunately I don't know much about them. Or fortunately, I suppose in my case, I don't have to know anything about them.
Yes, well, you're lucky then, I suppose. I didn't imagine that this is where my life would take me, but here we are.
Where did you imagine it would take you?
Well, I had much happier dreams in mind before my family was killed. Now I just want to kill all those giants that took that happiness away from me.
Giants? At a halfling village?
Yes, well, we were the protectors. My family would topple them.
It's a sad story.
I just stare into the fire. I think I'm done talking now. Perhaps I'm going to go out and just do my rounds and get ready for the next watch.
Best we do. Go ahead and roll d12.
D12, sorry. That's 10, I think, actually. Okay, one more time.
Was it like 20, 10, 12? Okay, your watch passes uneventfully.
Okay.
Next is Merida and Frederick.
Alright.
So, Cora and
Nothing
bed
seems to have happened during my watch.
That's
But
good
I
news.
still, this darkness, it worries me. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you sleep well.
So you're staying up with Frederick.
Yep.
So, what brings you out to Moontip anyway?
I was looking for work in Thara, but that work didn't go quite as I.
Oh, what kind of work were you looking for? Is that you're the mercenary type?
I'm usually a sailor, so I was looking for trade work, maybe some shipping. Ended up with a different type of job altogether.
Pretty different if you ask me.
Yeah.
What do you think of our little town?
Seems nice now the ghouls might be gone. Seems like a nice place to raise kids. Was safe. They'd play in the woods before all this happened.
Yeah, it was really safe before this.
Are you from here?
Yeah, most of my life. I've been to Thara a couple times, and traveled around a bit, but it's hard to get far.
What type of work do you do here?
Mostly whatever needs doing. Bit of a day laborer. Sometimes there's some goblins to fend off or something. Pesky rat infestations, just normal work.
So you're a little bit of a mercenary then?
A bit of one, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell me, but who hired you to look for their family out here?
The Dresdens, the Hillboroughs. I mean, there were a bunch of families. I think they all pooled together and just all decided to ask me to find their missing loved ones.
Well, sorry you seem to be coming back empty-handed.
Well, I mean, we got Elia, although she doesn't have much family left to notify.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't ID all these bones. I didn't think I would find much, and I told him as much, but...
Well, hopefully they'll find a little peace at least, knowing that hopefully this ordeal is over.
Yeah, I guess.
Can't bring them much else, unfortunately.
So you're pretty new to Moontip then, huh? You don't know anybody in town, really?
Yeah, this is our first encounter here. I've only been here a few days.
You haven't been around these woods much, huh?
No, we've never seen them before they were cursed like this.
Yeah, they're a far sight from what they were before.
I can imagine.
Hey, we ended up kind of empty-handed on this whole thing, huh?
Yeah, it's true. I'm hoping that we can still get paid when we get back to...
I mean, we killed a hag and like a demon guy. Billy was like a demon?
Yeah, I mean, Billy didn't seem to have much in his home, and hags aren't notorious collectors of things, so not too...
I mean, still, it's like a pretty big service to the town, right?
Yeah.
I think we get something.
I'm still keeping my fingers crossed.
Hey, a couple weeks back I was doing a job in the woods a bit. I found this, ruin. I didn't have time to check it out at the time. It looks like it might have been an armory of the Kelmari.
Who are those people?
Oh, forgot. The Kelmari are elves who, made this forest their home long time ago. 700, 800, 900 years ago.
Wow.
They're mostly just legend at this point, but a few ruins remain. Maybe we should check it out on the way back.
Yeah, I'll certainly check in with the rest of my group and see if they're interested.
I mean, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, Could just be, there's good stuff there we can just go pick up and head right back with.
Maybe. Do you guys get many adventuring parties around here? Clearing out...
Oh no, I mean, the rangers spend time in the Hollowood, and they're mostly just hunting game. Making sure the balance of wildlife in the forest is maintained. The loggers are here, cutting timber. There's no way they'll ever make a dent in the Hollowood. It'll take them centuries. But most people don't go too far in. And adventuring parties are few and far between in the world.
Well, yeah, sounds like it might be promising.
Okay. Maybe we can tell the others in the morning.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, when we get back to Moontip, maybe we could take you out? Get dinner before you leave town?
Maybe. See how I feel after I rest after all of this fighting in the woods.
Oh yeah, of course. All right. I guess we better get back to our watch then. For now.
Sounds good.
Roll D12.
Blam. Oh no!
Your watch also passes uneventfully. In fact,
Oh wow.
you don't see, there's like no hint of wildlife. I mean, you're in an area that's just been desolated by the seed of death and the black roots. So, there's really not much here. Church's chicken? I don't know. Maybe he's more of a KFC kind of guy.
But what's our compatibility score on OkCupid?
Yeah, it's like 90, 95.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay, you conclude your watch. Nothing of interest really happened. I should get some music going. Maybe it's not that mysterious out here. Alright, next up, a maximum spice. 1 million Scovilles. Okay, so next up is Thea, right? And Thaddeus.
Yes. Time for the watching.
All seems clear. I hope your watch goes as smoothly.
Oh, good.
Very good, thank you.
He seems kind of groggy and like just really tired. This is clearly much more action than he's used to, and he's getting a little old. Can I have a look at that dragon? I hate to be so forward, but they're very rare.
Yes, well, just keep your distance until he seems comfortable with you.
Oh, yes, of course.
You know, I don't mind, but I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable.
He pulls out a little, like, magnifying lens monocle, and he, like, stays back a bit, and he has his notebook out, and he's just, like, scribbling frantically in his note, and, like, looking at Trogdor, and holding his hand out.
I'm petting Trogdor's head.
Trogdor's... like, oh, do you mind if can I see the teeth? And he kind of like...
I would keep your hands away from his mouth.
Trogdor's like, ah. Well, what about that tail? Do you see that at the end?
Yeah, it looks like it would hurt if he hit you in the face with it.
Looks like it would hurt if it hit me anywhere. It's like using his little magnifying monocle, looking at it as closely as it can.
So, how many pseudo-dragons have you seen before?
This would be the third. But I've been alive quite a while.
What circumstances did you meet the other two under?
I believe one was, my associate at the Vetus had it. Lucas... Oh, what was his name? Lucas Ardento. Yes, he found him, he said, in a mine, an abandoned mine shaft somewhere deep in the ground. The other... Oh my goodness. I cannot even remember the other one.
Not long ago, was it?
Yes, they were all red, I think, though? I've never
How curious.
seen a different color. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't get much chance to examine it. So this is the opportunity of a lifetime for me. It's like,
Well, yes, of course. I was also hoping that you would let me take a look at your spell book. Perhaps there are some spells you would let me transpose into my notes.
oh yes, of course, but, it requires special ink. I'm sure you have some.
Well, not with me, but perhaps I could get some when we go back to town?
Ah, yes, we can make the arrangements, I'm sure. He's, like, barely focusing on you at all and just looking with his monocle at the dragon and taking notes.
What are you hoping to learn exactly?
Well, anything I can. I'm a purveyor of knowledge, you see. This book...
I can respect that.
This is my 8th notebook. This year.
8th this year?
Yes.
Well, I can respect that very much. Oh, my den. Where I spent most of my youth. It was in the forest. I stumbled upon it, really. It was so filled with books. Notebooks from the previous tenant. He was not well. Well, he was not alive when I came upon the den, so I inherited his things.
It's quite fortunate to come across a collection like that.
Well, I did sort of... Well, I would say it fell into my lap, but really I fell into it. Sustained some minor injuries, but overall, quite worth it for the amount of knowledge that was in that room.
Yes, I'm sure. I knew that we were alike. He's just scribbling and looking at the pseudo-dragon.
Can I see anything in his notebook from where I'm sitting?
Roll perception.
Hold on, I'm frozen. That. Ooh, I'm very perceptive today.
You can see the page he's on. He hasn't flipped to any other pages. He has a very detailed artistic rendering of the dragon from, like, multiple different perspectives, and then close-up drawings of the barb on the tail, like the head and eyes, and a bit of the claws and wings, with, like, a bunch of notes. Let's see. Do you speak Draconic?
I don't think... Ooh, no.
Okay. Yeah, so...
I do not.
There is a lot of apparent wording in there, but you can't read any of it.
What are you writing down about him?
Oh, just, eye color, talon length, relative thickness, dimensions, everything I can, sort of behaviors. It seems very interested in you. Trogdor looks up at you and, like, licks your face.
I'm not sure why he's taken to me so well, but I do enjoy his company. And he's quiet, which I like.
Well, they're very intelligent. They probably recognize that in you. Or perhaps... You are a very unusual type, if you don't mind me saying so. I've not seen many elves like you before.
Ooh, what do you mean by that?
Well, your physicality, to be blunt. Your skin is very dark. You're a moon elf, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am.
In common parlance.
I have not spent much time around other elves, though, so honestly, I'm not really aware of how different I look from the majority of my people. I didn't really fit in with them, so when I found my little den, I just mostly kept to myself there, with the animals and the books, of course.
We are very much alike. I may be a bit more sociable, but you can't pull me away from a pile of books.
There's not much better in this life than big pile of books that I haven't read.
Here. And he, like, raises a cup to you.
Do I have a cup?
Sure.
Sure.
You have
Here.
like a water flask.
So, I'm going to check in with Trogdor and see how he's feeling about this interaction. Just, mentally.
Yeah, so
Not out
you
loud.
look at Trogdor and you sort of like express inquisitiveness, and he's like, yeah, everything's fine. Like, there aren't
I'm going to
any
express
enemies, so-
inquisitiveness about my companion, generally. How he feels
How
about
do
his
you
character.
express that like in an emotion? It'd be hard. You could like gesture towards Thaddeus and be like,
Okay, I
Curiosity.
look at Thaddeus and look back at Trogdor and feel unease.
oh, okay. Trogdor is like staring at you, and he looks over at Thaddeus. And he looks back at you. He's just like, I don't know. Express confusion.
Okay, well. I was hoping maybe he could use his little dragon skills to tell me
He's not
more
like
feelings.
he's not like empathic. He's just has
that's just his form of
emotional
communication.
telepathy. Yeah. Thaddeus is scribbling notes, and that's it, I guess. So you pass the time on watch. Roll D12.
Okay. That one? Yeah.
Yeah, it should be second
Oh,
last.
not that one. Sorry.
Okay. Roll perception. Thaddeus will as well. A 0. Okay. So it would be really hard to notice this normally. But you actually see in the distance, like right on the edge of your sight, a single family of deer.
Of what?
Deer.
Oh, okay. I know I don't see it, but I was just curious.
Yeah.
Just their silhouettes, and they're moving towards the center of the forest or away?
They are moving like perpendicular to you, and occasionally, like if you move at all, they'll glance over towards you. They clearly see you as well, but they're just kind of slowly making their way through what's not really a forest anymore.
Do you see that?
Yes. I thought they were all gone. At least
Well,
from this
perhaps
area.
they left and they're returning. We have excavated that horrific seed. Maybe they can tell that the wood will return back to life.
Perhaps. He scribbles in his notebook more. Like, well, they pose no threats, do they?
I would assume no, but given the strange events of the last couple of days, I think we should at least keep an eye on them.
Okay, very good. You keep an eye on them, and I will examine this dragon's teeth. He, like, moves in to sort of, like, touch its face, and Trogdor, like, pulls back. Like, pulls a morsel of food out of his pouch and holds it up. Trogdor eyes it warily for, like, a good couple minutes. And then he eats it, and Thaddeus starts scribbling notes again. But the deer pass. Nothing happens. You lose sight of them eventually. That's all.
Okay.
Next is Lost and Harvakir told Midalik.
When we wake them, I say to Lost, this may be of interest to you. I saw a family of deer returning. Well, they appeared to be returning to the Hollowood. I've lost sight of them. They walked off that way. I gestured the direction that they went. But I did find it interesting since we hadn't really seen any life in this area before.
Oh yes, we saw some deer. Thaddeus is like already bedding down.
Well, I'll off to bed then. Good watch.
Get some rest.
Harvakir told Middle East just like, what we got to eat?
I don't know. I don't think I have much of anything. At least nothing that you might be interested in.
No ham shank.
No ham shank.
I think I brought some. He like pulls a cooked ham shank out of his bag.
I'm gonna look at that with some surprise, but then regain my composure.
You can have some if you want.
Sure, I'm not one to turn down a free meal.
He rips off like a couple small pieces for you. He just starts digging in. I imagine you two don't have much to say to each other, so something else.
The two of us together, probably not a whole lot.
That's the maximum conversation that we were going to achieve. So roll d12.
Nine.
Okay, your watch also passes without much event. So in the morning, everyone wakes back up. Lost and Alik are already awake. Looks like nothing happened. Helm protected us. Andrew's just like, so, have a little proposition for you guys. Has anyone heard of, the Kelmari? It's like, yeah. Of course I heard of him. Yes. I believe when I was researching the local folklore and history here, they came up a few times. Well, a couple days ago, I found one of their armories here in the forest.
Who are these people?
Well, there's some elves that occupied this territory. I guess that's not what they would say. There were some elves who came here hundreds of years ago, settled a bit, but they didn't settle where Moontip is. Legend has it, they actually helped grow the Hollowood into what it is.
I want to do a perception check on him finding a armory.
That would be insight?
Insight,
I
not a
assist?
perception. Okay.
Perception
Or
is
do
to
one as
see,
well.
hear, or smell things. So
Okay, and an insight.
I'm doing it too.
Okay.
15.
Mine is a straight 8.
He believes he's found a building, but his claims of he doesn't seem. He seems really confident that it's an armory, and you're like, how? Why would he think that?
Yeah.
Like an armory of elves in the forest from hundreds of years ago? What's that about?
I mean, it would probably be pretty hard to tell from the outside that it's specifically an armory.
Well, over the door, there's like ancient paintings of a sword and shield and stuff like that. I mean,
Are you
it's my
sure
best
it's not
guess.
still occupied? We elves live a long time.
While that's true, no one has seen a Kalmari in centuries, and it's pretty much in ruins at this point. Lots of rubble. Besides, I mean, I don't know. I would hate for a right adventuring party to leave here empty-handed. What's the harm in going and taking a look?
I think we could check it out. Would I have to do another insight check to see if I think he's gonna murder us in the woods, trick us out into a hole, and sell our organs?
You can do insight checks into
His murderous intent.
how honest you feel he is being.
Should I roll again, or do I have to
I
stand
think
on
that
the
last
one?
one would count as that. You're kind of like,
Okay. I think he thinks this is a good idea, but he's overconfident in what it actually is.
yeah. Well, we could all come way ahead in this instance. So let's go check it out. I remember where it is.
Are you guys okay with this?
Yeah, very well. Let's check this out. I'd be curious to see what other elves have left behind.
Yeah, exactly. And the professor. There's probably tons of artifacts there about the history. Well, it is very tempting. There's no harm in going. It seems like most of the danger is past.
How many hit dice do we get back again on a long rest?
You healed. My rules are you heal to full and get all your hit dice back.
Cool. Well, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll show you guys where it is. And he sort of takes the lead in the party. So you're just traveling through what's now an open wasteland of the Hollowood. There's rock underfoot, cracks in it, nothing left of the trees and bushes at all. Eventually you reach the portion of the forest where there are trees and bushes that are like blackened and dead or turned white, almost into ash. Again, as you Thaddeus, walks over to them and scrapes them a bit, and they do crumble into ash still. You make it further into the forest. It's gonna be midday. Sorry, further back towards Moontip. You eventually hit portions of the forest where there are still trees that are they look sickly, but they're not dead yet. Plenty of brush left. You start seeing the occasional rabbit and deer. Everything seems like a relatively normal forest. You even make it back to the portion of the forest where the trees are still green and verdant and retain most of their leaves. And many of the trees actually are very old, as well as young saplings are growing in. And you make it to
fancy.
Very cool.
Frederick's, there's a little like path that's incredibly worn leading up to it. And there's plenty of greenery and everything about, obscuring it, making it sort of understandable why it would have been difficult to find. It's also a bit out of the way compared to how Tevin brought you into the woods. It's like, here it is, guys. Should we take a look inside?
I know he's not here, but doesn't Alik get like a bonus to checking out stonework or
Yeah.
something?
So, sure. So you come across this large building with 6 windows in the front. There's no door on the front, though you sort of notice that there were hinges at one point. The building is heavily worn, and most of the stone is crumbling away. There's like moss growing out of it. It's almost overgrown, but it's managed to hold back overgrowth just a bit. Over the centuries it's likely been here. And over the top of the front... Oh my god. There is just scratched remnants of paint, it looks like. That's like a sword and shield and bow.
Well, Thea, you're the elf. Does this look familiar to you?
I don't know, does it?
Roll history.
Okay. Oh no, I don't know anything about my people.
Like you said, you don't associate with elves very often, and you don't really know their history much, even. You've read a lot of books, but you kind of went out of your way to avoid reading about elven history because you were so put off. And this is totally foreign to you.
Sadly, I've never seen anything like this before. I don't spend much time with others like me. We don't get along very well. Regardless, I don't know what it means.
Well, I guess there's nothing we can do but check it out then.
Agreed.
I'll walk a bit closer and use my perception to see if I see anything dangerous or any traps I could notice with my cleric skills.
Did you say there's no doors right now?
There are no doors, so you can't actually see in the front a bit.
Okay, well, I guess could look for a door as well then. If I think it would open somehow.
Let me see if this works.
Alright.
So don't move your piece
Oh,
too
there's
much
no
on that.
door as in I can see inside.
Yes, there is no door. There's an open arch.
I thought there was
It's
no
just a
door,
wall.
like, it's just a wall. Because every other temple I feel like I went to in my other campaign, it's like, there's no door! How do you open it? It's a big...
It's a trick. It's a trap.
Okay, well, I don't get too close and I look. Do I see any, like, obvious danger crossing the
Roll
threshold?
perception.
Okay.
Alec goes up. He's like gonna make a history check on the stone.
$17 for me.
No, it looks totally clear. I mean, it looks like a ruin. It might be a little hard to tell because there's stone and collapsed wall and things like that. You see a couple what looks like broken tables and benches inside. that have mostly crumbled into rocks.
Okay.
Alex like,
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, what is it? Alex,
this
I have
is
to-
old.
Very hysterical.
I'm gonna Leroy Jenkins my way right into this place.
Okay. I'm just gonna run straight in.
I guess.
I got some dark vision, although the place is getting lit up, or
Yeah, you have dark vision. Unfortunately, you actually have more dark vision than this, but yeah, that's what you see.
Okay, and for safety's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and create a bonfire.
I'm gonna cough at Alik and
Right
point
there.
to the front of the group and ask him to be up here with us. So he can protect us with his protection skills.
Where did you want this?
Right there. Kind of in the middle.
A magical bonfire appears as Lost waves his hands, says the magic words. Okay, so you're talking to Alik?
Yeah. I kind of like gesture for him to come in with us.
It's like, looks stable enough. I don't think it's gonna collapse or anything.
That's good to know. I wish my game didn't make all the shadows have a seizure.
Is that
Do
happening
see
for
flickering.
everybody?
I think it's just me. It was just me last time.
It's happening to me too this time,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Oh no!
Sorry, guys, I got really excited.
Knocking me over. So following Thea's lead, I'm going to continue to wander a little bit further in, keeping my eyes peeled.
Do I notice anything if I look at these statues?
Roll perception, and also lost roll perception. I assume you're like looking around, looking for anything.
Yeah.
25.
Oh, god damn it. I don't see shit.
You're too busy just like charging in and casting create bonfire. You're just like, yeah, let's go. Nerida, you're looking at the statues.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking around in general too, but I was mostly curious about the statues.
Contrary to what they look like here, they're actually sort of crumbling away. They
Okay.
look like statues of elves, and they're very worn and very old.
Do I see
Frederick
anything else of
Comes over
interest
here, he's
in
like,
this?
look at this.
Alright, I'll go look. Smashed into the pillars instead. Oh, there's a chest?
It looks kind of like old wood, and it's got a big lock on the front.
I guess I'll turn to him and go. So, do you have a way to tell if this is trap?
Oh yeah. I mean, why would it be? But I'll check, I guess.
It seems unlikely that treasure would just sit here at the front entrance when it would be easy to access. And I'll back up a little bit in case there's some kind of exploding death trap.
He, goes in and starts messing with it, and he's like,
Oh, could I guidance him before I backed up?
sure. So he takes the extra d4. Oh, do you roll it for him?
I don't know. Sometimes everyone makes me roll for
Put
it.
your hand on his shoulder and start chanting the words. He checks it out a bit. He walks around it. He's like, it's pretty big. Seems okay.
Do you know how to open it?
It's very old. I mean, I imagine you just pop it right open, right?
It's not locked.
He looks at the locking mechanism, Oh, it is locked. And he like pulls out his thieves' tools.
I'll guidance him again. Oops, sorry.
You want to roll for guidance?
Oh, sure. Three.
Despite your guidance, he seems to be like really struggling with it. He's like, I think it's close. He stands aside a little bit and he's like, you're strong, right? Can you just like give it a kick?
Sure. And I'll take the edge of my glaive and sort of gently pop it under the crack and try to leverage it open.
Okay.
Nope.
You're like wrenching at it and wrenching at it. It's like, can someone else? Come on. We're so close. Our Harvicure's like, come on.
I'll pull out my short sword and give it a gentle poke.
Okay, so you're going over there. A gentle poke.
So just like I saw Nirida do, I would try to leverage it open
I'll give
gently.
guidance as well.
Okay.
With a 5, I don't know if that'll.
You never know. It might just be a 10, but
athletics.
we
What's
got
your
ones and stuff.
Oh, you have 3 athletics, right?
That's a 9. Probably not, just barely not enough. I don't know what the DC is.
So you put your short sword in there. You kind of looking at it. You wrench as hard as you can. You don't feel like you did a good job, but regardless, the chest flies open. I need you to roll a dex saving throw. All right. So you wedge your sword in.
Do I still have guidance? She's still guidancing me. She's still holding onto my
That doesn't
shoulder.
work for saving throws. It's just skill checks. So you wrench it open, and 3 poison darts fly out and hit you for... Make a con save.
I also get advantage against poison.
Take 6 piercing damage. Oh, you fail at con save and are poisoned.
I get advantage, so I get another one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that saves.
Okay.
Woohoo!
But regardless, 3 darts fly out and hit you. And you take 6 piercing damage and 7 poison damage. Which I...
13, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, what do I find in the chest?
The chest is full of, like, dust and a few rocks.
Oh no. There's no, like, secret compartment or anything in the
Make
chest.
a perception check.
Can I assist?
Yeah,
26.
I don't think you need to. You thoroughly search the chest for any secret compartments. And aside from the trap mechanism, you don't find anything.
I know it's too good to be true being right here at the front.
He's like, oh, come on, there's got to be something in here, right? He heads into the next room.
I'll follow him.
I've been examining the walls. Do I find anything?
Roll perception. What are you looking for? You're just like...
Just to see if I recognize any, if there's any writing to be read, because I do read Elvish, obviously.
Okay. Roll perception.
am I? +2, so 10.
Are you actually going in those rooms, Lust?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry that I was moving myself around erratically, but that was my plan was to go back to the entrance.
Okay, so looking at the walls, Thea, you see grooves that look like they may have been carvings of language or even pictograph, but you can't, or not pictograph, but like old carvings of drawings of stuff, but you can't make any of it out. It's so worn.
Okay.
1 second here.
Why can't I put myself in the room? I think I just threw myself off the board.
12. Lost. When you enter this room,
Yep.
you see someone crouched behind this. This is actually like a stone table. You see a figure crouched back there. When you follow Frederick in here. Oh, Thea, you're still here looking at the walls.
Oh, okay. I disappeared from my screen, so I was
Frederick
confused.
turns to you and stabs you.
Great! I Wrath of the Storm in his stupid face!
He was way too peppy to be cool.
Yeah.
He does get a sneak attack on you, and he definitely hits.
He takes 6 lightning damage.
Sneak attack work. 2d6 damage. Plus 3. You take 11 points of piercing damage as he stabs you with a short sword. And he attacks again. That's 21 to hit. Pretty sure.
That definitely hits. I Wrath of the Storm him again.
Do we hear any of this? Can we, run in?
I imagine you hear Narada
4 points.
shouting. Stay where you are. Don't
And
move.
blasting lightning.
4 points of lightning.
Yeah. So he's taken 10 so far.
Four damage from the second stab. 4 piercing damage.
Do I get to attack him now?
We have to roll initiative.
That's on you.
Can I? Yeah, I mean, I know we're about to enter combat anyways, but I want to shout, "It's a trap!" after I notice this guy over in my room.
Okay, you shout. Thaddeus has been, looking at these statues. This combat is going to go for a while, so I think we should probably take our break here. And
Okay,
back in 10 minutes, and I will roll initiative, and we'll set up all the combat.
Okay.
This is where I have to bow out for this morning for me.
Okay.
I gotta go meet my people, but I don't know. Between you've got my updated spell sheet,
Yep.
Aiden, and between you and Kate, you should be able to play me reasonably.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Thanks,
thanks
Greg.
for showing up, Greg.
Thank you guys.
Have
See you
fun
next
in
Sunday.
Taipei.
Taipei, yeah, I will.
So we'll come back
Yeah.
at 5:30 PST.
Okay, cool. Bye.
That I'm back.
I'm back too.
Great.
If you guys hear some weird noises, it's my new cat trying to eat my microphone.
Very good. I approve of this noise.
I'm around.
She's being
If you hear
super
noise,
cute.
if you hear weird noises here, it'll be Magda just yelling at me.
I saw this cute post that my friend made. There was a picture of her cat and then a picture of her sandwich that had a big bite out of it. And she was like, "My terrible, ungrateful son grabbed my sandwich and ran as fast as he could and took a big bite." Do not approve of this new behavior.
All right, I've got initiative for the party.
Yay.
Hooray!
I get to smash his stupid face.
You might hope so.
Smash!
He might be faster than me, though. We'll see.
Lies.
Let's go in order here.
Not that it seems to make that much of a difference, but you added my new +1 to that.
Yeah, your mod is 4 now,
Okay, cool.
as you can see. Okay. So, combat has begun. As Frederick turns to you, he kind of grins at you,
Yeah.
stabs you. He says, "Sorry, love, we won't make that date." And you blast him with the lightning. So you
I
did
do.
how much? 8 damage total?
10 damage total.
10 damage total. So with each stab, I mean, he plunges pretty deep into you, right into your chest.
Yeah.
The first stab. The second one, you're a little more ready for, and he was blown back by the force of your thunder. And he just barely gets sort of like a little nick in on you and does a little bit of damage. He's shocked that you just exploded thunder onto him as he stabs you. But you notice... Let's see, do I have all the figures out? Yeah. You notice there are several other figures in here with you.
Great.
And at the top
Of course,
of the round...
fuckboys always have friends.
At the top of the round,
No.
is Frederick. So Frederick he's kind of shocked.
Nice pun.
And he's going to... You didn't go down with the stabs, so he's like, oh, okay. And he moves 3, 4, 5, 6, and crouches behind this. And then on his turn, he will... Okay, he ducks down behind this stone. It looks like just kind of like I don't know. There's this bit of rectangular stone jutting out of the ground.
Yeah,
Not sure what
I get
is.
it.
But that's it.
That's all it does.
That's all he does. So you see him run over and do that. Next up is Arthos. Not that you know anybody's names. So the guy in the chamber with Lost is gonna hop up on the table and be like, Kia! And swipes at Lost. And he crits.
Woo! Had to tell Greg he was pretty badass.
No, Craig is getting hit. Greg's getting
Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Had to tell Greg he got hit really bad.
real bad.
Got hit real bad. Should I just text him and say, you did?
No.
No.
It
Yeah, we kind of killed your character immediately.
Takes 9 points of piercing damage as Arthos has a shield in one hand and a rapier in the other. He jumps up on the table and goes, "Have at you!" and stabs him with the rapier. And he punctures Lost's chest, who, like, he was turning to yell to everyone, "It's a trap!" And as he turns back, the rapier hits him in the chest. Is he getting 2 attacks? Okay. And that's all he does. Let's see, that brings us to... Oh, Nerida. Still not next.
Womp womp.
I would think you'd have a lot of initiative after being stabbed in the chest.
I know.
Arthos' turn. Sorry, I got those two confused, so... We'll say it's Artis' turn now. He's here. Let's see if he can cast. Okay. He moves here. And he says some magic words. And I need Nerida to make a wisdom saving throw. As he says to you, stand down.
I use this is my inspiration. 10.
You fail.
Damn it.
So he has suggested to you that you stand down and
Alright.
not fight, which you feel compelled to do on your next turn. So I think basically you're gonna skip this turn.
Can I like walk out of the room? Because I'm not fighting at least. Do I have any control?
Yeah, I'm gonna say your movement is also halved because you're not
Casual
you're not
stroll.
running. Yeah, so you can move 3 tiles.
Can I move diagonally so I'm behind this wall at least?
Yeah, you can move here.
Even though she's not fighting, she could talk about what happened, right? Like, she could tell me, since we're standing near each other now.
Can I?
You can say something if you want.
Getting stabbed really hurts.
How many foes are in there?
I don't know. Maybe like 3.
That's all you have
I'm
time.
pretty much done with it.
Next up, we got this big guy.
I just took wisdom too.
Oh, I'm mixing all these guys up. 1 second. I'll just put like their races. There's a half elf with a bow. Moves here. He's going to shoot at Nerida. I'm going to say you have full cover, so he's at disadvantage. It's a goddamn good thing he's at disadvantage. He lines up a perfect shot as you kind of peek around. He's about to shoot you in the head. And then you move your head back around the wall right as he releases, and the arrow flies past you. Slams
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm done with combat.
That brings us to Thaddeus's turn. It's like, good heavens. What is this? Skullduggery. And he sees this. And he's gonna cast Hold Person. There's an orc with a large sledgehammer here. Not sledgehammer, like maul. But the orc saves. That is just... You're still one of the good ones, aren't you, Thea?
Yes, I stand with you. I'm not sure where this ambush is coming from, but I can only guess the Syndicate has a hand in it.
Oh. Well, we shall prevail. Brings us to Thea's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Trogdor. Trogdor, are you able to burninate any of these enemies?
Trogdor's like, ah!
Cool. Thanks for your help, bud.
Here, I can give you a page on pseudo-dragons.
Let's see.
What I'll say right away off the bat is you've noticed that when you're near Trogdor, the elements don't bother you as much. You don't feel as cold. You can put your hand almost in the fire and it doesn't hurt nearly as badly as you feel like it should.
Okay.
Not really helps. It gives you magic resist, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to cast. Is the orc within 30 feet of me?
No. That's 6 tiles. So 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like anywhere here.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move here and take cover behind this statue thingy, pillar, whatever, and cast Witch Bolt at the orc.
Jessica, I think we're hearing you chew. Okay, go. That's spell attack, I think.
Yes.
So roll to hit.
Oh, come on.
Lightning arcs from your hands and slams into the wall behind the orc. It's like, oh? What's that? Anything else? You could still move 2 tiles, it looks like.
No, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. That brings us to Cora's turn.
Alright. I was not happy about being hit by poison darts, but let's see. I guess I'm going to move up toward this pillar. Behind it. Have some cover. Oh, I can only...
Like there?
Yeah. And then so there's an orc in the corner of this room that I can see.
Yep. Using the plain view to you.
Okay. I guess I will take a shot to him.
Alright, roll a hit.
Actually, my save would have been 12, if that makes a difference.
Against
The
suggestion.
charm. Yeah. Sorry.
I doubt it.
22 for me.
I doubt it too, but just letting you know.
Nope, does not.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. My hit is 23.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. You do not get your d8 because he's not been injured yet. Plus what?
Plus D... plus 5 for damage now?
Oh, because you took dex, right?
Yeah. So 11.
That should be plus 4, I think. Don't you have 18 dex now?
Yeah, so plus 4. Plus 1 because it's a magic spell?
Plus 1, right?
Yeah.
So plus 5, so 11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you pop out from around the box, take cover behind this pillar, and fire Velen's longbow at this orc. And it strikes him straight in the chest. Ah! The hood! Anything else?
I think that'll end my turn.
Alright, that brings us to Lost's turn.
So I realized I wasn't reading his spell sheet. I was just reading his spell sheet because I'm familiarizing. He has a reaction spell. he had been able to cast that after, as like when he was attacked as a
What spell
reaction
is
to
it?
his attack. Hellish Rebuke.
Does he have it prepared though? What spells does he have prepared?
I think he has it prepared, but his sheet looks different than mine, so
He did have it prepared last time. Didn't he use it in the hag fight?
I think he did.
So okay, he can cast Hellish Rebuke.
Alright. So, will you roll for him?
Yeah. Just gotta look it up real quick.
It's range 60 feet, 1 reaction. Creature you can see.
Makes the
Save
dex
dex
save.
12.
And
Yeah.
that takes a first level spell slot, so mark that off.
Yeah.
That is not a success. Want to roll 2d10 damage?
Okay, so then on his turn.
Wait. Roll 2d10 damage for the Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, yes.
So this guy with a rapier jumps up on the table and have at you and stabs him. He takes the stab and looks back at him, and his eyes burn red. Lost goes and casts Hellish Rebuke.
Shit.
2d10. This is another one.
Oh, sorry.
For 10
that's
fire
terrible.
damage. Yeah, so he bursts into flames. Swats it out. Okay, so on his turn,
On his turn, he's going to do Thorn Whip.
okay. So I think you rolled to hit with Thorn Whip.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's a spell attack.
Yeah.
That's not gonna hit. Let me just make sure.
It's not going to hit.
Instantaneous. Yeah, it's a melee spell attack, so Lost slings forward a thorny whip at his foe, and his foe just swats it away. Says, ha ha! You'll have to do better than that. Does he want to move at all?
Let's see. So he's in melee, so if he moves into being attacked.
If he moves out of it, melee, he'll take an AO, yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely.
No, he's going to stay where he is because he wants to hurt this man.
All right. That brings us to... this half-orc. He charges at you with his maul ready and snarls. Swipes at you with his maul.
Oh no.
This is 20. Jesus.
We're getting so screwed.
Great.
Oh no. take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh, that hurts.
Charges at you and just slams you right in the head with its maul. You just reel backwards and are utterly shaken by the blow.
I reel so far backwards that I'm out of melee range.
Nope.
Are you wearing a helmet?
The orc is right on top of you, and you're feeling pretty bad.
I am wearing basically nothing. I have no armor.
You've just forgotten half your spells and your 2-year-old's memory.
That brings us to Tevin's turn. Okay, Tevin.
Come on, Tevin, don't totally suck.
Comes here to flank. Giving him advantage on his attacks. Okay, that will hit. Second attack. He's attacking with 2 short swords in melee. 10 plus 5. And they both hit. For 13, he stabs this orc in the back twice, just plunges both short swords into its back. Actually, I guess technically he should be here.
Yay, Tevin! Murder that fucking orc.
Okay, brings us to Harbinger Toll Needleek's turn. He can't make it to you and do something. But he can cast Compelled Duel. Yeah, he's gonna cast Compelled Duel on the orc. That makes the most sense for now. Oh no.
D&D hates us today.
It's looking pretty rough.
It's okay, I hit. I just did terrible to my saving throw.
He actually fails the save. So, Ali calls out, "You fight me!" And some magic flows out of him. Some arcane energies flow out. I guess in this case, divine energies flow out. And the orc's eyes glow red, and he just looks at Alik. Top of the round, Frederick's turn. Okay. He's gonna move here and fire at Alik.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
What the hell? How is that fucking possible? I rolled an 8 and a 4, and you rolled 2
You rolled a 20 every attack, haven't you?
No.
Just
Or I have
feels
rolled
like
a
it.
20 every attack. It's just that one was at disadvantage. So it was
Yeah.
a 20 and a 3. Oh my god. Greg will be happy he's not here for this bloodbath.
Seriously.
6 plus 3. So the arrow sinks into Alec's chest, and he takes 10 points of damage. I should have more HP. This column is 8. Gotta do some quick maths. Okay.
Quick maths.
Yeah. Artis's turn. Who is... this guy. He's gonna... okay, so... this man with, like... his skin has sort of cracks that are glowing red. And he doesn't wear a lot of clothing, just very loosely fit tunics. He shows just around the corner from you, Merida. He holds his hands out. A huge burst of flame comes out. You need you to make a dex save.
My best thing.
Thir-
13.
13 total.
Yeah.
That actually does save.
Woo!
Let's see, what is that? You take 6 points of fire damage as the fire engulfs you.
Am I out of this now that I took damage?
Out of
Being
suggestion.
suggested.
Suggestion only lasts one turn.
Oh, does it? I thought it was until he stopped doing it.
No, I believe it's until your next turn.
Heal yourself.
That's gonna happen if I get a chance.
Oh, it can continue for the entire duration, which is up to 8 hours. Blah, blah, blah.
But he hurt me.
Oh, if you damage it, the spell ends. Yeah, so the spell ends.
Sweet.
And this guy is going to stand here and take a shot at Alec.
Why?
I don't understand how that's even statistically
Is that
possible.
like 6
I
20s in a
know!
row?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, for serious, what witchcraft are you using? And where do I find
I'm
it?
like looking at the logs, like, Jesus Christ, how did I roll so many 20s? I mean, so not every d20 I've rolled has been a 20, but the last like 5 attacks have all been 20s, or had a 20 in the attack roll. Okay,
That's nuts.
that hits for sure. So, D8 plus 3.
This is why I need my lucky weighted physical dice.
Fortunately, that damage is garbage, so not a big deal. 7 points of damage. As the arrow, finds a great target, but Alec's armor is just right where it needs to be. And even though he takes the full brunt of the hit, the arrow doesn't go too deep. Merida's turn.
Alright. Take one step forward and I look through the arch. I cast right here, Shatter, Channel Divinity.
And then back up
To here. Afterwards.
Alright, so what's the radius on Shatter? Is it 20? 10?
10.
So yeah, you
So
can
they
hit
should
all
all
of
be
them.
and then I kind of hide behind. Then
I kind of hide behind this,
thing.
but my character doesn't want to do it.
Okay, it just does.
It just
It just does
3d8,
24 damage
does
and half
24.
as much if they save.
Okay, it's gonna be on a con.
My spell save DC is 15 now.
Frederick fails.
Good, fuck him.
Artist succeeds.
No!
Arthos fails.
Good.
So these two take the full brunt of it and are blasted thoroughly as you release an enormous pulse of thunder energy and channeling Umberly, make my thunder strong. Your eyes glow, a pale blue color of the ocean. The thunder explodes into them, and they are blasted by it. And
Yeah.
Frederick crumples to the ground under the furious roar of your thunder. You can get to here. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
I thought if I went diagonally, I could like get behind the statue.
Twitching
Yeah,
a
so you
little
started
as
here, so you went
slight
1,
sparks fall off of his course.
4 or 5 into the.
You can't move through the statue square.
I'm like pressed against the statue.
Can't move through the statue square.
Okay.
Alright, that brings us to this guy who just took a huge hit. And he's not happy about that. Oops, not that. Okay. He sees Frederick go down next to him. And he turns to him and casts Cure Wounds on him.
Oh, he doesn't just die.
Doesn't just die. Which is 0. And Frederick stands back up, but he feels pretty bad about getting blasted so hard. And he looks a little rough. This guy, 2, 3. Actually, I did that out of order. That will happen. Sorry, I keep forgetting these guys' names. It's actually this guy's turn. Oh, wait. No. No, I'm right. Never mind.
Okay, back really quick.
But yeah, we did miss Arthas's turn. So Arthas is going to take another stab at Lost. That's 14 to hit.
I think his AC is only 11.
Yeah, it is. So
Right.
that hits.
Oof. Okay.
Piercing.
Jesus, really? That's garbage.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
druids.
confused.
So 5 points of piercing damage. He says, "Ho ho!" Ha! And he stabs again. That will miss. So 5 points of piercing damage to Lost total.
Okay, noted. I didn't note his damage from last time. Do you remember how much it was?
I think it was. I don't remember. I think it was 10.
Okay.
I believe it was 10. Okay, bringing us to Thaddeus's turn. I think he's gonna cast Hold Person again on this orc. Why isn't it working? And the orc, it's, raging at you, Thea. It's snarling. And it's looking over at Harvakir told Midalik. And then it suddenly, seizes up and just stops moving entirely. Looks frozen in place. Oh, got him. He moves here. Thea's turn. Whoa.
Well done, Thaddeus.
Why?
Okay. Okay. You just say the orc is down.
No, he's not down.
Okay.
He's just frozen in place.
Ah, very good. I am going to cast Ray of Frost on him.
On the orc?
Yes, please.
Okay. Roll a hit with advantage, I think.
Okay. So 17.
Oh, sorry. Roll again, just roll once, because that's a ranged spell attack.
Uh-huh.
So you're in melee, but he's not.
Oh, so it would be disadvantage, but because he's frozen, it's...
But he's paralyzed, so I'm gonna say you don't have disadvantage, you get advantage. So we'll take the first roll. Either one hits, I believe. So you hit,
Okay.
and it's automatically a crit.
Okay.
Because he's paralyzed, you see.
Hooray! Okay, so D8.
2d8. Which is that third one. Seven points of frost damage. Okay. Do you want to move?
do I want to move? Let's see. Since he's frozen, he can't take AO on me, right?
You're not sure, but he's like totally locked up. When you fire your cross at him, he can't move at all.
Okay, then I'm going to move back here behind Alik. Not sideways.
Do you want to be adjacent to him?
Sure.
He can protect you if you are.
So here.
Yes.
Okay. That brings us to Cora's turn.
You want to be away from these people who are firing arrows at us, right?
She can be
So
wherever she
maybe
wants.
behind him. Okay. My turn.
He can protect her in any... It doesn't matter. Like, she could be in front of her relative to them, and he can still protect her.
So do I have issues firing ranged into melee combat?
No? I would say if there's a target behind your main target and you crit fail your... you fumble your attack roll, there's a chance you hit the target behind.
Okay. It's just 7, so... I'll take those odds. So, having still only really seen this half-orc and not seen any other targets, I'm going to take another shot at him.
Well, you can definitely see this fire genasi here.
Okay. Is he under cover from me?
Nope. You have a direct line of sight to him. It's the cool thing about...
But he hasn't taken any...
He has not taken any hits that you've seen.
Any hits yet? Yeah, so I'm still going to hit the half-orc.
Okay. That will hit.
And that'll be 2d8 plus 4 plus 5?
5, yeah.
Oh, sorry, those aren't d8s.
So 19.
19, yep.
Oh, did you roll... Oh, you get advantage on the attack. Because it's paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
So roll another d20 and see if you get a 20. No. Oh, pretty close.
No.
Though. The arrow sinks into the orc's chest, it's just standing there holding its maul. A spray of blood shoots out. It can't even scream. That brings us to Lost's turn.
Can I talk to him at all?
Not on his turn.
Okay, just making sure.
If on your turn you want to like yell at someone using like
Well, that doesn't matter, so it's fine.
free action.
He's going to cast Entangle.
Okay, so that's a 10-foot radius, I think.
I think it's 20.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Range of 90 feet, 20-foot square.
Oh, 20-foot square. Okay, so it's not 20-foot radius. So it's like a 10-foot radius, right? Because it's 20 foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4x4. Where do you want it?
Centered on the gentleman in front of him.
Okay, he can hit himself with
Or-
it, so I'm assuming...
Oh, okay, so yeah, so then the 4 in front. No.
Yeah. Okay, it can just occupy like the whole room practically, besides him.
Yeah.
Do green for entangle. Okay. What is it, a dex save? Strength save.
It is a strength save of 12.
Oh yeah, he saves. So vines spring forth from between the stonework. There's actually dirt underneath the stonework. Vines spring forth and attempt to grab at him, but he, with his rapier, just swats them away like some fancy footwork. And he is not restrained by the vines.
Okay, then. He's gonna He's gonna stay where he is.
Okay. That brings us to the orc, who's paralyzed. He can make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, he fails big time. Okay, he's still paralyzed. So the orc is... You see, like, its eyes move a little bit. It starts drooling out of the side of its mouth. But it's frozen in place. Tevin's turn. He's got his short swords out. He's just gonna go to work here. Oh man, where were these earlier? Oh wait, what am I doing? I rolled a 20, but both of these attacks crit anyway. Because he's paralyzed and their attacks made from within 5 feet. It's D6 plus 3 on both. Pretty good. So he just stabbing this orc in the back as hard as he can, and the orc is like... But still standing. It's lost a lot of blood. You see blood just spray out all over Tevin. Like green orcish blood. Harbikier Toll Middleek's turn. It's gonna turn to you and be like, Helm protects you. Cast Cure Wounds.
Hooray!
Probably at 2nd level, I would imagine. Oh yeah. Wait, does he have Cure Wounds?
Please let him have cure wounds.
It's gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
He could have taken another spell on his level up anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 2d8. Spellcasting rod. Oh no. Helm is just not
Come
that strong.
on! God damn it, it's because I badmouthed him. Helm's like, you don't think I'm a real god?
Yeah. If I survive, I'll be helping.
So you're healed for 7 points of damage. So he lays his hands on you and says the magic word, praise to Helm. And he just turns towards, he's gonna move here. And turns towards these guys, firing through the hallway. Top of the round, Frederick's turn, who is up. He's like, gah! Ugh! Arbakir told me to leak. That is not going to hit. So Arbakir turns, he's been ready for this, and he's like trying to guard Thea, and he has his shield up, and it just ricochets off his shield. No problem. Frederick's feeling a little weak since he just was knocked unconscious. Artis. What is this fire genasi? What does he have left? Okay. This guy. What's that last? He's gonna move here. Well, you guys don't really see him, I guess, but he moves out of sight. And that's that. Arthas, the duelist, is going to stab Lost. Haha! I think that's a 14.
Damage or just 14
to hit? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's at 11, so that hits.
He's 11 AC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points. Okay. He is going to cast.
Hellish Rebuke.
Yes, once more.
All right.
And that is
Roll
at
2d10?
second level,
Oh, roll 3d10?
I think. Is it? Yeah. Yep. Okay. 3d10?
3d10. Because
Okay.
the second level makes it stronger, right? Or is it just a second level spell?
I think it's just. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's just a second level spell.
It looks like it's a first level spell.
Oh, well, it's in his second level section. But maybe that's just
I think he...
like a quirk of the thing.
No, it's first level.
Yeah, it says first level. Weird. I don't know why it's listed under his second level.
So, do you want
Can
to
you
cast it at
expend
level
a
1 or 2?
second level spell slot to cast it?
You can.
Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna cast it at second level.
All right, go ahead and roll 3d10.
Okay. That's the fourth one in. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spell save DC.
Nice.
Finally.
Do you know what his spell save DC is? I want to say it's 12.
I do not know. Where is it?
If you scroll down to where all the spells are listed, it should be across the top.
She's probably looking at Beyond,
I am.
how it's like formatted on there.
It's 12. Yeah.
Okay, so he does save, but that's still 13 damage. As he bursts into flames after stabbing Lost.
I think he would learn by now.
Yeah, stop with the stabby stab. You get flames.
That brings us to Nerida's turn.
All right.
Wait, sorry. No, I'm right. It brings us to Nerida's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna use my speaking to be like, Lost, where are you? Are you okay? I can't help you if I can't see you.
is like, ow!
Yeah. And then I'm gonna cast Prayer of Healing on the 6 allies that are in the room that I can see.
Okay.
Is I think 2d8, but I have to check. Yeah. Everybody take 15 healing who needs it, who's in the room.
Yes, 2d8 plus spellcasting. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone heals for 15.
That was
Except
much
Lost 'cause
appreciated.
he's hiding, right?
Oh, sorry, you can't cast Prayer of Healing in combat. Its casting time is 10 minutes.
It says instantaneous on my sheet.
That's the duration. The casting time is 10 minutes.
Okay, then, never mind. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry about that.
I guess I'll just cast Cure Wounds on myself then.
Okay. Level 1.
Yeah.
So heal 9. You're like looking pretty rough, holding your glaive.
Yeah.
Touch yourself and say the magic words.
And then I will, hold on. Move down here.
Okay, it is Elf's turn. He's gonna move here and he's gonna fire at Nerida. Alik is gonna defend. Elm protects you. Oh boy, good thing he defended. That's still, I think, a 20 to hit.
Well, that's gonna hit me.
Take 7 points of damage. Okay, and he's also gonna fire at Alik. He reloads his crossbow with like lightning speed, but kind of jams it up a bit in the doing so, and Alik just swats the bolt out of the air, fires like over his shoulder, and just ricochets off his shield a bit. Damn. That brings us to Thaddeus, who's quite pleased with himself, actually. Is he gonna do cool things? Is it gonna be hilarious? No. Moves here and he sees Lost, who looks very injured. And he dashes here. Carefully checks this room as he does. Not carefully, I guess. He quickly glances in that room, and he glances over here and sees this guy. Oh! Oh my! That brings us to Thea.
Okay. I have line of vision on Frederick, yeah?
He is in full cover to you.
Oh, okay. Then this guy.
He is also in full cover to you.
Damn. Okay.
You could move like over
Then
here
I'm
and
gonna
see
move-
this guy pretty well, and Frederick will have like 3/4 cover at that point.
Okay, I'm gonna move there. And
He'll have 3/4 cover at that point.
okay,
Still
and
not.
he'll have almost all. Okay.
He'll have full cover.
60.
But if you're casting a spell that like is not an attack, then cover doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cast web,
Okay, web's pretty cool.
and yeah, it's 20 feet. So, sorry, this is sort of a technical question. If I cast it somewhere near them, and they walk through it, are they then affected by it, or I have to cast it on them?
Each creature that starts its turn or that enters them during its turn makes the dex save.
Okay.
So you could cast
So-
it like here, and that would cover the doorway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, is entangle concentration? I need to check.
Yeah.
Like,
Angle is concentration.
okay, so Lost needs to make a concentration save. To keep
It doesn't
entangled.
matter because they
She
didn't
fails.
actually.
Well, it's rough terrain. But yeah, it didn't entangle, so it wasn't really doing a lot. Okay, so. Oops. There. Can you even see that? Oh, it's like doing weird things. Yeah, it's sort of seeable. It came out sideways for some reason. Let me try again.
Now, if Lost were here, I would note to him that the webs are flammable.
You'd say, set fire to these! And cast web. Okay, they have to make dex saves, right?
Yes.
First one will be Frederick. Ooh, Frederick fails big. And the other guy succeeds, though. Those are difficult terrain and lightly obscure. So you put your... Yeah, you raise your hands and make this sort of like spinning motion with your hands, like a spider spinning a web. These webs erupt from your fingers and fill the area. These thick, gooey white webs. You hear, ah! What? You could still move further if you like. I think you moved 2 spaces. You can move 4 more.
I'm gonna move back. Oh, sorry.
Smash your protector.
Smash myself around. I'm gonna move back here.
Okay. That brings us to Cora's turn.
Okay. Have we taken down that orc yet?
The orc is still there, standing. It's just burning rage in its eyes.
I guess I'm going to take another shot at him then.
All right.
Seems to be my target. Oh.
2d20 to hit.
Oop.
That hits for sure. It's 2d8 plus something.
Not that one, sorry.
It's a D10. It's okay.
Yeah. Yep. +5.
Okay. He had 2 HP left, so he's super duper dead.
I've been just plunking him with arrows in the exact same spot.
Blood is
and
just
finally,
pouring out of him.
this one just like goes all the way through, taking all the arrows and a chunk of his chest out of him, and he finally just slumps down on his knees and falls forward.
His
Life and rage draining out of his face.
He's still paralyzed, so like all his muscles are frozen, and you just fire this arrow, and like you see this chunk of flesh just like indent into him. And Tevin like looks startled as the arrow pierces out the other side a good 6 inches or so, and the orc just is like bleeding, and eventually the blood just stops flowing, and it like falls forward, still frozen in place.
Well done, friend.
And then I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They move like behind Alik.
Yeah. One more. Come on now.
There's like some bug with you or something. Doesn't move you properly. I got it. There, right?
Yeah. So
We're
I
all
can start to
huddled
see
behind Alik.
the other people.
Yeah.
Help us.
Well, I'm a small creature, so I'm technically in full cover.
It is Lost's turn.
You call me fat.
I'm just teeny. That's all that matters.
It's Lost's turn.
Okay.
Quick reminder, because I know you're a newer player, there are actions that anyone can take, such as disengage and dodge, which require an action, but disengage makes it so you will not take an attack of opportunity if you move away from someone, and dodge makes it so anyone attempting to hit you with an attack has disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to... If Lost disengages from this, that doesn't like disengage him from the rest of the battle, though, right?
No. Disengage is literally just, I'm spending my action to get out of melee.
So the opponent doesn't get an AO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yep, that's what I will do for him. I did not know that was an option. Thank you.
Sure.
3.
You can also move diagonally,
Yeah, diagonally
so you
for
wouldn't have
free.
had to spend
Yeah.
that extra slot. He come a little closer.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can move
let
that
me see
far.
how... I'm not sure how fast he moves. 30
It's 30
feet.
feet.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone is 30 feet except for Cora and here. They're 25 because they got short, stubby legs.
Because I'm teeny.
So cute.
He also should have like healing word and possibly cure wounds if he wants to heal himself, but I guess he can't because he uses his action to disengage.
He uses
Although
his
healing
action to
word
get away.
is
Healing word is a bonus action.
Is it? I don't think he
Yep.
has it.
He definitely does.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. I'm in the wrong. I keep switching back between his and mine. I was like, no, these aren't his spells.
He definitely does. Whether or not he has it prepared is a different question, but we don't know
I
what he
don't
had
think
prepared.
he has
so
it
I would assume he would have had it prepared.
Oh, cure wounds he has prepared.
Does he have healing word?
I don't think he does have that one prepared.
Okay, well, then that's his turn probably. I don't think there's much more bonus action-y stuff druids can do.
No.
He can also wild shape at any point, which he can turn into an animal that just basically gives him like an HP buffer as well. He can turn into a wolf or I think even a bear.
Huh. Oh, let's turn him into a bear. I'm
He
down with
has to use
that.
his action for that,
Okay, so
though.
he could, instead
okay,
of running
got it.
away, turn into a bear.
How much does it buff him?
He gets the creature's entire HP on top of his HP.
Oh.
So I'm looking up how much HP a bear has. He basically gets all the bear's stats and can fight like a bear.
It's not a huge amount, but I think it's like 14 for a brown bear. Oh, it's 34. Oh, he can't be a brown bear. That's too strong. He could be a boar, which has 11 hit points. He could be... Can't be a black bear yet, I don't think. It's too high CR. I think at level 5 he could be a black bear.
All right, well then let's change him into a boar. He's gonna get back in there. I'm learning so many things. Thank you guys.
Sure, yeah.
You're
Druids
welcome.
are complicated. 64.
Greg always picks druids. Any game where druids are available.
That's not what I would have thought for some reason.
Yeah, I know. He's a weird dude.
Katie, I'm gonna send you a list of
At
stuff.
4th, he can turn into a black bear if he wants.
Yeah. Ape, crocodile, giant seahorse, reef shark,
apes are
swarm of
pretty cool.
insects, warhorse.
Wait, swarm of insects?
Yeah,
Swarm of
that's so
insects.
cool because swarm of insects can't be grappled or poisoned or like entangled or anything. So every time someone casts that at me, I'm like, I'm a swarm of insects. You can't do it now.
They can't do much fighting, but
But it stops from.
I think
I think it's like 44 or something. Poison bites.
let's see. Swarm of insects. They have bad strength. They're not so bad. Bites. Yeah, 44 piercing damage.
I
Or
can remember
5
some
if it
things.
has half its hit points or fewer. Or 2d4 if it has half its HP. And it actually has more HP than an ape for some reason.
You can just turn into insects and
How
swarm the
much
guy if you
HP
want.
does it have?
22.
How much HP? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alright, so Loth's form dissolves into these tiny particles, and these swarming, biting, horrible insects are left where he was. And he's a swarm of insects now. He could still move, but that's his action. I don't think he can do anything with a bonus,
Okay.
especially as a swarm of insects.
Okay.
I need like, oh man, I'm gonna need a bunch of fucking figurines for everything Lost is gonna turn into.
Yeah.
Okay. And he can move. He could move away if he wants. He's got 12 AC now instead of 11. But he's just gonna stay in melee with the guy?
Yeah, he is. I mean, can swarms of insects take stabbing damage? That seems improbable.
They're actually resistant to all forms of physical damage.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
he's gonna
sweet.
stay there and just annoy the shit out of that guy.
Okay. He knows Thaddeus is behind him, so he might move here. Pincer this guy. That won't move him out of melee, so he won't take any damage. Alright, that brings us to the half-orc who's dead.
Can
And then,
swarms of insects be pincered themselves? Because they can see in all directions,
that's,
right?
that's a good question. I mean, I think since you are a swarm of insects, in order to like make any kind of sense what's going on in your druid brain, you can only focus your attention in one direction, and so you can still be flanked.
Seems fair.
So that brings us to Tevin's turn. He's like, got the bastard.
Good job, Tevs.
Tevin can do cool things too. Yeah, he can do some pretty cool stuff. Okay, he's going to like do a gesture and touch himself, say some magic words. 2, 3, 4, 5.
It is not, now is not the time to do that.
He's doing cool stuff. He's magically touching himself. He runs at this gate and he leaps.
Wow.
here over all the webbing. Like, I guess it's like floor to ceiling webbing, but he manages to just like see an opening and leap all the way through it. And he turns to this guy. So for those watching, Tevin just jumped like 30 feet.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Harvakir told Middleek.
I hate him less now. I still sort of hate him, but less.
Let's see. Sacred Flame does radiant, so it won't ignite the webbing. I don't think he has any way to ignite the webbing. But he's gonna cast... Oh my god, everyone is like hiding behind him, huh? Sorry, Gora. He's gonna move here. Because he needs line of sight to cast Guiding Bolt. Which is a ranged spell attack. Is that guy restrained? No, he's not, unfortunately. Aww. Can pretty much guarantee that's not gonna hit. Yeah, it's not gonna hit. So a bolt of divine energy streaks out as he holds his shield aloft with the symbol of Helm, and it flies just wide of this half elf. And he's just gonna stay there, which brings us to top of the round, which is Frederick, who is restrained, but I believe he can make a dex save. Or maybe it's a strength save. Strength check. What's your spell save DC, Dia? Pretty sure he fails. Oh yeah, he fails. So he's just pulling against the webs, but he's like recently almost dead. Got blasted by thunder, and he just can't manage to break them. You hear from around the corner, I can't see them! What are these webs?
That makes it my turn.
No. Still not quite your turn. Wait. Why would it be your turn? We're way far from your turn.
Oh, I thought Thea just won.
No, Frederick just went.
Frederick just went. So...
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't hear you. Hold on.
Yeah, you can just reconnect. Oh, not that she can hear us. So you all just see a huge burst of, like, flames and bright light appear from behind all this webbing. And Tevin is engulfed in it. Tevin is engulfed in the flames. He's just like patting himself and putting them out. He looks hurt.
And he messed up what I was gonna do on my turn.
Bastard.
The bastard.
This guy over here, there's a swarm of insects behind him. It's like, ah! He's gonna stab it. Okay, so he actually takes a like fainting stab against the swarm of insects, as much sense as that makes. Oh god, he just misses horribly. He doesn't know how to deal with these insects. He's just like flailing his rapier around. Some of them like climb on his arm and sting him a little bit. He takes a d4. Takes 4 as the insects sting him. Ah, it's a swarm! 6. And he runs out the front. He like runs here and then looks to see the whole group not dead and the orc. Like he can see the head of the orc in a pool of blood. He runs out the front. So that means Lost gets an AO. And Thaddeus will get an AO. So
Katie
roll a
is
hit.
not here, I don't think.
Oh,
I'm back.
Hooray!
So Katie,
Hooray.
this rapierman, he royally botched his attack on the bugs and decided it was best to just run. But in doing so,
I'm gonna AO his ass.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, just gonna swarm that fucker. Just full bee storm. So how many
Just
do
roll,
I get to roll?
D20 to hit.
Okay, to see if it actually hits.
Yeah, you gotta hit him first.
Okay.
16 AC. You
Yes!
fucking crit him. He has a real bad day.
So many bees!
So that's 8d4. So click this button 8 times.
This one.
Maybe he doesn't even make it off the table. One more time even, I think, right? Is that 7? So 21 plus... No, just 21. He's extremely dead.
Yes!
From bees!
That's fucking crazy.
Maybe I'm gonna be a druid next time,
Yeah,
guys.
that's so fun.
He turns to run, and this swarm of stinging, biting, horrible insects flying through the air just latches onto him, and it weighs him down, and he immediately falls to the ground. And he's like swiping around with his rapier, trying to get them off, and like they're just too many. And they just start ripping chunks of flesh from him. He screams, "Ah!" And he is no more. It's just like just chunks of flesh all over the place. Blood all over his armor.
Gross.
It's a bad day for him.
Good day for bees.
Good day for insects. Okay, that brings us to Nerida's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna... I'm right under this arch. It's being an
Yeah, the
asshole.
arch doesn't work well.
I'm right here.
And I swipe at Tevin with my... sorry, Frederick.
Oh, here from this side, like where I put you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And I crit him!
You crit him, and also he's restrained, so you would have rolled again anyway.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Oh, 17 plus... I think it's 7?
You don't do +7 damage. No.
Oh no, sorry, +3. I forget the attack. The attack is +5.
Right.
Plus
so
3.
the hit is +5 and +3, so 20 damage.
Yeah, 20 damage.
He's in
Get
the
out of
webs.
here.
His eyes go wide as you appear in the archway. You're like, no, wait! It's too late. You just slam into his head, and like, there's a big. You get about 2 or 3 inches into his head. He just goes limp, out suspended by the webs. You have to wrench your glaive out of him.
Alright, and then right here, spiritual weapon smashes Genasi boy. Does not hit him. That's +7, but does not hit him. And then I go. Let's see.
Sorry, where'd you want this thing?
Right next to.
Right next to Genasi here.
So your tiara appears and swipes at him, flies right through him. He's like, haha! But he's having a bad day as well. Okay, it is Half-Elf's turn. He looks at Frederick, who's dead. He looks into the chamber at his dead compatriot here. It wasn't supposed to be like this. We're supposed to wipe them all out. But he says, can't go back to Borland without finishing the job, I guess. And he steps away from Tevin, who's gonna AO him. Good thing he's holding 2 daggers. What's this? 14. I think that's gonna hit. Yep. So his first swing, he can't quite get a hold on him. His second one, he finally finds his aim. Stabs him in the back as he's leaving. For 7 damage. And he fires a bolt from his crossbow. Which, he's been stabbed in the back, he's running over here, goes wide. Thaddeus's turn. He just sees a swarm of horrible insects. Okay then. That you lost. Like.
The insects form the shape of a thumbs up.
Fantastic. He starts turning back.
That doesn't sound like loss at all. More of a buzz off.
Yeah, okay, sorry. The insects form the shape of a middle finger.
He dashes back past the entire party. Reaches here, that bonfire goes out. Thea's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna walk to the edge of where my webs are. And I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost at that gentleman who is within my sights.
Okay. Roll the hit. So you crit.
Yes!
It's the Knight of 20s.
It doesn't
Doesn't feel as bad when they're on our
Right.
side.
2d8, I believe.
Yes. That is this one.
Oh, okay. You say the magic words, swirl your fingers, and point your index finger, and a ray of cold energy emerges, slamming into this Genasi's chest. It looks exceptionally chilled. It's like, ah!
He's a fire boy. He don't like it.
There's a large, like, purple area of dead flesh where you hit him. That brings us to Cora's turn. Cora, you here?
Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry. Foods. So everyone's moving in. We're taking people down. Who's the one that tried to heal his comrade? I see
This
him.
guy.
I guess I will move up into the doorway.
Okay. Now there's a pillar between you and him. It's like a stone column that's half there, so I'd say he has 3/4 cover.
Okay. But the other two don't.
There's only one other enemy remaining.
Oh, it's Tevin, I see.
This is Tevin.
I guess I will fire at the enemy to
This fire.
right next to, yeah, that I can see. And let's throw a, what is it? A entangle on that.
Those are both actions, so you can't do. Oh, you mean with the arrow, an entangling arrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's a spell that I can use as a ranger. Yeah. So it's against a strength save on their part. Oh my, +8.
So 12 to hit.
14.
Oh, 14. Oh yeah. Okay, that hits.
Yes, I will not miss. These are generally very rarely. And ensnaring
Oh wait,
strike.
sorry. He has 15 AC. That does not.
Oh,
Just barely.
Does he count as a beast? Okay.
So he has a shield, and you fire your arrow, and he just deflects it. Just barely catches it at the last moment with his shield.
Okay, but I do still consume a spell slot for that.
Yes, but it's just on your next hit that entangle will activate.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that was my turn.
Okay, that brings us to Lost, who is a swarm of insects.
All right, he's gonna. How fast can he move as a swarm of insects? Same speed as normal.
20 feet. So 4
Slower than normal.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
still dash.
So he'll end up what, here?
Yep.
Throw the corpse in.
He carries the corpse with him for intimidation purposes.
Swarm of insects. You can do that. I'll allow it.
Could she dash?
Yeah, you could dash or you could carry the corpse.
I'm gonna carry the corpse.
Good call. I commend that.
I think Lost would be proud of me.
So this swarm of insects carrying this, like, just torn up corpse of this duelist, and they're, biting chunks off of it still, rounds the corner, Everyone else is a little focused elsewhere, so no one really notices that much. That brings us to the half-orc who's dead. Tevin's turn. He just grins and leaps all the way here. Strikes at this boy. Let's see, then he hits and crits.
Yay!
Ooh, boy, is he gonna butcher this guy. So he turns to you guys in the doorway and he grins. Just watch this. He leaps all the way across the room and just lands both his short swords blade down into the chest of this guy. It's like, like in one of those old samurai movies, blood just sprays out and covers him. Devin looks back at you guys, like shakes his hair back at you guys.
I let out a little clap, a little golf clap.
You don't get away from Tevin that easily. Harbicure's turn. He like runs up behind you. He's like, webs are in the way.
Oh, release. Summon any time.
You can, yeah. It's concentration, so you can just stop focusing on it and it'll drop. But you have to do it on your
then
turn.
I'm gonna stop focusing.
You have to do it.
I have to do it on my turn.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Does it take an action?
No, it's
Okay.
I believe it's a free action to just stop. Let's see if it says anything about it. Nothing, it's just concentration, you can just drop it. Actually, since it's concentration, you can just drop it even if it's not your turn. It's like a free action.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop my concentration so that Ali can get through his webs.
Thank you. He's sensing no real danger at this point, just walks up and tries to fucking club the guy.
Oh!
What?
So I was like, don't tell me he crit. Jesus Christ.
When the tides turn, they turn.
Well, this guy had 1 HP, so...
It's a little bit overkill.
So the webs vanish as Thea stops concentrating. Alec just, like, strolls through, walks right up to the guy who's, like, grabbing his chest, and he looks up at Alec, and Alec just smashes him in the head with a warhammer, and his face just crumples and collapses into itself in a bloody mess. It's kind of horrific, and Alec turns to Tevin and is like, that's how you do it. Alright. Dear God.
So should we be including the pseudo-dragon in these combats?
We could, but I would advise against trying to use the pseudo-dragon in combat, since I think it has like 7 HP.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
not very good for the fightings.
Got it.
It can bite, or
It can
it
defend
has a
itself.
5 foot. It has a 5 foot reach. It can bite and deal 1d4 damage.
Well, its main defense is the thorn on its tail, right?
Yes,
2, 5.
which is also 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage.
I think it does poison, does it not?
So,
Yeah, the sting,
no, yeah, poison for 1
the
hour.
sting can poison, but still,
If
it's
they
like
fail
really,
a saving throw.
It's not a fighting animal, as familiars aren't, and it shouldn't be. I mean, if you're real desperate, you can be like Trogdor. Go stinginate. But I wouldn't. I'd keep it out of combat as much as possible, for sure. All right, you guys. It was a tough fight, but in the end, you absolutely butchered these guys. They didn't even really get a chance to have any last words. Just kind of smashed their faces. And...
we didn't even have to set anything on fire. Well, we set one thing on fire.
Yeah.
Well,
that was
Lost
the worst date I
fired
ever had.
fire out of himself a few times.
That was the worst date I ever. Tevin looks over, he's like, I've had worse.
Well, how's everybody feeling after that?
I think we could all use some healing, Blee. Let's see.
That is... I'm quite well, in fact. I seem to be relatively unscathed. Tevin's like, yeah, I'm pretty okay.
Alright, I
I
guess
could use a
I'll...
little bit of help, but I'm worried about more. Where do these men come from? Why did he suddenly
I'm
decide to
worried too.
attack?
We should search them immediately to see if we can gather any clues as to their identities, although it seems unlikely that they are not related to our syndicate problems.
Yeah.
Tevin looks at you, he's like, yeah, little friend there was telling me the syndicate was after you. I was telling her they usually stick to the cities, but they don't let marks get away.
Alright, so I'm gonna start searching bodies.
Alright,
Sounds good.
roll...
I'm sorry.
Just smash everybody. Roll, what are you searching bodies for? Are you, like, trying to find gold? Or more looking for information?
I'm looking for loot and information.
Okay. Roll investigation, and if anyone wants to aid or guidance or whatever, say that. Say
Sure,
I
I'll
like finding
aid.
guidance.
Holy hell.
+3. Plus whatever you get for
So
investigation.
19 total.
Shh. I'm sorry, my dogs are having a minute.
That's okay.
I am not proficient in investigation.
You should have a bonus from your intelligence, though.
Oh yeah, it says +5.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So she's well over 20.
Sorry, so 18 plus 3 is 21? Yeah, you find...
Should be 24. Not that it really
No,
matters.
it's... She rolled a 13. 16 is the
Oh,
I got
okay.
confused, too.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, let me get my notes here. So you find... a total of 1,500 gold combined.
Dang!
Partially in like platinum. You know, it's quite a bit of money. One of them even has a couple gold bars on them. That are worth,
Companions.
like, 100 gold apiece.
I've found all of these gold bars and coins.
At least we got something out of this horrible ordeal.
Oh, we can divvy them up when we get back to the inn, perhaps?
Sounds good. Did you find any like notes or information or
You
anything?
also find a small leather patch with a very rudimentary symbol that looks like an eye that's half closed. Other than
Kevin, do you
that, they all just
recognize
have, like,
this?
normal weapons and stuff. You guys actually recognize it. It was on the door, the inner door of the gambling room that you all entered.
Okay.
Back in
This seems to
Tower.
confirm our fears.
but it's just a small leather patch, and it's like sewn into one of their coats. You wouldn't have noticed it normally, but you were like, what's this flap? And you flip it over. Like, I've seen that before.
I rip it out to take with us for reference. Also, because I don't like him.
This is, what's that?
It's a symbol we've seen before. It was on the hidden door of the gambling establishment that we set fire to. That's not important. It seems to be related to the syndicate. Do you recognize it?
At this point, a swarm of insects carrying a corpse crawls into the center of everyone. They like scurry away from the corpse and reform into Lost.
Took care of this one for you.
Yes.
Oh, well, very well done.
This is good show. We've handled things on this end. Those brutes had a right thrashing.
Can I look around this like ruined chamber and see if I see anything?
Yeah,
interesting?
so what you see is actually what's here. It's fairly ruined. The roof has collapsed in some places. There are like large piles of rubble everywhere, but it's pretty bare. You find some bits of wood that are like just heavily rotted. There are only tiny little flecks left. There's quite a bit of dust and dirt. And there is this large statue, but it's fallen over and crumbled as well.
Is it actually a fish?
It's not a fish.
Okay, just asking.
Is there any writing on the base of the statue?
Make a perception check.
Can I look too?
Yes. Oh, damn. You don't even need to.
Whoop.
God, it's the night of 20s, huh?
That's so perceptive.
It's like every 3 or 4 rolls was a 20.
God. We have the log, too. Someone should tally this. We are breaking statistical probability quite a lot. So, actually, yes. There's just the faintest Elvish script at the bottom of it. And the only sort of words you can make out are like Miliki, forest, like worship and growth. And the statue, while it's all kind of shattered, you find bits that look like they may have been leaves. You find like a very slender looking hand. That kind of stuff.
Looks as though this may have been a shrine to the forest, to Maliki, and it was built by elves. Seems to be that's the only thing our friend wasn't lying about.
Yeah. Is there anything else of interest or value in this room?
Nope, just lots of rubble.
Alright.
You, like, Thea has just dug through everything. Just like moving rocks. There's not almost anything remaining.
Well, Tevin, how far are we from Moontip now?
He looks through one of the holes in the sky and like walks around a bit until he finds the sun. We could make it back by nightfall, but we have to leave very soon.
Alright, I suggest we do that.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to rust or something, but...
No weapons on these foes,
should just
no
go
armor
back.
that we want to loot.
There are weapons. They're all just basic weapons. There's nothing that particularly catches anyone's eyes. If you want, I can tell you what each of them has on them.
No, I guess that's okay then.
Okay. They have like some rations and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's take those rations.
Oh yeah, you rolled a 20. Wait, no, what'd you get to investigate? 19?
21.
No, to investigate? Was it 21?
It was 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find 2 vials of acid and 2 vials of poison as well in their bodies.
Nice.
Ooh, can I have those? No.
You don't even know she found them yet.
I'm just gonna put him in my pocket, and then we'll talk about him when we get back to the inn.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand if you want to avoid being seen, because people are clearly watching you.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, I'm clumsy.
What is that total?
I don't know. I don't think I get any pluses for that.
You are
Do
plus
I-
2 because it's Dex. So that's 11. But I think
Yeah.
everyone is still going to see you do this. Let's see. Cora sees you. Lost sees you. Nerida super sees you a lot. Alec super sees you a lot even more. Tevin sees you.
Helm doesn't like this sort of behavior.
Thaddeus didn't notice.
Okay. At least I got something past Thaddeus. I'm not like intentionally hiding it from people. It just doesn't occur because I'm very socially inept. It does
okay.
not occur to me that people would be distrustful. That I would just like put it in my pocket.
So it wouldn't be sleight of hand then. You just like pick up these vials and hold them aloft. And then you put them
Yeah.
in your pockets and everyone's like, hey, wait. Tevin's like, what you got there, love?
Seems to be a few vials of poison, and I examine again. What's the other one?
Acid?
Acid. If they're of use to anyone, I'm happy to give them to you. Otherwise, I was just gonna hold them for us.
I feel like I would like to make use of those poison vials. I hope that my arrows can become more lethal with them.
If no one else has any objection or claim to it, here, I hand them over.
Yay.
Yeah, I got plenty of that stuff. Hopefully won't be needing it too much.
No, really, would you mind parting with some?
Well, what I have I use. Put down, wargs that get too close to town and whatnot. I'm just saying I don't need any extra.
Alright.
That acid, I don't even know what you do with that. Thaddeus goes, I do!
What would you do with this, Thaddeus?
Well, you can throw it in a foe's face. It burns like crazy. You can also use it in several alchemical concoctions. Not that I've done it myself, but I've read, of course.
Well, if anyone feels they would like to use it as a melee weapon, they're welcome to it. I have a spell that sprays poison in my foes' faces, so I don't need to burden myself with vials.
Well, shall we be off then?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Bye then.
Alright, the party regroups, leaving the bloodbath behind them.
I really could use with a meal. I'm looking forward to getting back to the inn and having
me too.
good food.
Good to see Percy again. And his lovely mustache.
Yes. Perhaps he could make us one of those drinks he's always talking about. You know, with all the things in it that he's twirling his mustache about.
I suppose
Sounds
now
like
is
a
the
plan.
time to celebrate, finally. There's no more fear from the forest.
For sure.
Yes.
Be very glad to see Percy again. Maybe Saravi and Bella too.
Yes. And we can tell them the good news of the forest and its healing.
Hopefully, no one misses Frederick.
Well, perhaps we just don't mention him.
You know,
Well, I don't.
I think people knew. Nobody told me, but they said don't mess with the guy. Usually people keep quiet about those types, you know. You stay out of the way, and you don't end up with an acidic knife in your back, you know what I mean?
Well, I feel less guilty that he ended up with a glaive to the head.
That was good.
Well done, that was.
He's like examining the body.
You did well too, Tevin.
That thing-
Everyone
That
did.
thing's heavy, y'all.
Freezing the fire genasi was pretty cool too.
You go way in there. Thaddeus is like scribbling notes, looking at the corpse. Like, puts his fingers down over the gash to like measure how deep it is. He walks over to you and kind of like sizes up the glaive.
I show him the bloody end.
Did you clean it?
Of course. I feel I'm off-putting enough without being covered in gore as well.
Ah, that's a good point. I suppose most people would be upset by that.
Honestly, I find it's quite nice when people are upset by me and don't approach me.
Bit of a strange attitude, but
Well, then you don't have to talk to them.
Sailors don't really care about cleanliness usually, but I would think blood and gore is a little too far for even them.
oh yes, it's very. Most people seem to be quite disturbed by it. He like takes his finger and swipes a bit of the blood off of it, like rubs it on a piece of cloth he has.
Would you like me to save it in a little bag for you?
No. Sorry, don't mind me.
I was laughing and keep
Scribble.
walking.
He scribbles notes, like puts the cloth in his pocket.
We head back to Moontip.
Okay, so the party gathers, leaves the bloodbath behind them. That is where we will end for tonight. Thank you everybody
Ooh,
for
yeah.
showing up. We were down 2 people.
Hooray!
Supposed to be kind of a light session. I thought the combat might be a little rough.
It was fun.
It
It
was-
was rough.
Yes,
It was
good.
really,
It was
really
good.
rough at first.
So much murder.
Yeah. Thought we might die, but then the 20s came to our
I
side.
was really worried that Lost was gonna die.
I was really
Yeah.
worried that people were gonna die real bad.
I
Would've been
I
a
know
little
it's
bit
like
funny, though.
too meta, but I feel like we should have some kind of like you don't die when you're not here situation. Maybe, but that might be unfair. I
No,
don't
nobody
know.
is safe. Nobody.
Just when you're not here. The rest of the time, it's
Nope,
fine.
nobody is safe.
Sorry, you gotta roll a new character. I didn't mean to smash it. Goodbye.
You can watch it on YouTube. How you died. So I'm recording this on Twitch. I don't know if I can like post it to YouTube. I might have to set it up to record to my PC as well, which I can definitely do. But you can definitely rewatch this on Twitch.
Nice.
And thank you to everyone who showed up, which I think is like 2 people.
Oh,
Hey,
We're down
you're
to
supposed
1. It's probably
You're
just
not
my
counting
sister.
your
Not me. So
You're not counting your
but
lady
I'm still
wife.
here.
She's not watching.
I'm not watching
Oh,
today.
I think it's just
Oh.
one person. I think it's probably just my sister.
Oh,
Welcome,
okay.
viewer.
Hey, Genevieve.
She
Woo!
may have
Run
sent me a
away.
text saying she left or something, so it's not the best assumption. But anyway,
She's Charlie now.
yeah, it's true. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.